Welcome to Ephemera Files with Tommy, and I am back to work on my July journal from a simple kit with Dear Julie Julie. I am behind, but that doesn't matter because I am going to finish. I have promised myself. So I do need to show you this because I did something and did it off camera because I forgot to turn on the camera. I did add to the front cover, and it was a simple ad. It's not anything fancy just right now, although it looks rather fancy. I took a piece of lace and I just cut it to fit the front just to add a little dimension. I took a piece of this trim and glued it on, and I snipped so that I had about a 3-inch string of this part of the middle of this trim, and I tied on that little bauble that has the crystals in it. I don't know if you can see the crystals, but they sparkle and they're just so pretty. And so I did that to the cover without sharing with you while I did it. But again, it wasn't any big deal. I glued this across the top, and then I glued this across the top, and I tied that on. That's all I did with that. So we are going to work on something today. It doesn't really matter to me what it is. I have been preparing 2 rooms for foster care. We put new flooring down. We've had to patch some holes in the walls from where I had artwork and such hanging. And I got a few new pieces of furniture. We're waiting for a bed to be delivered. And I have been really busy with that because our first visit comes on Monday, and this is Wednesday. So our first visit from the agency that we are going through. So I've been busy with that. I told my husband I needed a break. I wanted to work on this, and he said go for it. He loves me so much. So these are some things that we have already completed. Journaling cards, a pocket that I have not decided where to put it yet. And I will just tuck these over to the side so they don't get mixed into my other things since they are already completed items. I'll just put them right over there. So I did decide that I want to use this other file folder to make a couple of page flip outs. And I wanted to have some of the napkin on there, the napkin applique. So I've already looked at this part, and I am going to cover, was it this part? I believe, yes, it was this part. So I am going to do the napkin applique with the glue stick, and I will link below to my video that shows how I do that, because I will just go and do this without talking too much about it since I have already made a tutorial on doing just this very process. I will talk to you. I just probably will not talk about this as I'm doing it. Like I said, we are preparing our home to become a foster family to middle schoolers and teens. If you have any experience with that and want to share, please, you may message me. You may comment in the comments, as long as we don't violate privacy issues and such. We don't want to cause further problems for the families that we're trying to help. If you can keep it positive, great, but if you feel like there's something that we really should know from your personal experiences, feel free to share it with me. I need to know good and bad. I need to know what to expect. So I have also been in the process, because of this foster care family, all this work and everything, we had to move my studio, and I'm still in the process of getting everything moved into this room. I still have stuff scattered downstairs in the rec room, and I have some stuff still in the living room, and some stuff still in the office, and then piles of things in this room. And I need to get through that too. And I will do a video tour when, I'm not going to say when it's complete, because any crafter knows that it's probably never going to be complete, because your supplies change, your wants and needs change, your abilities change. Alrighty, that is all glued down. And as I go through making this, I think that it is quite possible that I will do something without explaining it. If there is anything you see me doing that you would like a little further information on, feel free to ask that too. I am always open to ideas for tutorials and tips and techniques. All right, and I glued this onto the manila folder, so I'm not worried about a pattern showing through like I was when I used this folder and created these journal cards. You can see the background through the cards. This one I don't have to worry about that. The only pattern I have is the one from the napkin. So I'm going to grab my brayer. I'm going to make sure to get that nice and smooth. I think I need to take some WD-40 to the roller wheel. It's pretty squeaky. Of course, I've had this thing for a few years, and it tends to get squeaky every so often. All right, now I'm going to get my big Fiskars trimmer out, and I'm going to trim this down. Now my first cut I'm going to make here at the end of the napkin. I may have to turn it this way because this edge on here is not even, and it didn't want to line up at the top. All right. Now, I know that I am not going to use this fold here, so I'm going to cut it off as well, although I will not throw that away. I will use that. I cut away from me when I'm using this because I have found that I don't apply equal pressure when I'm pulling toward me. When I'm pushing away, it seems to work much better. I don't know why that is, but that's what happens. So I'm just going to go with it. Now I'm going to trim off this rough edge here. Oh, that's kind of neat. I kind of like that. May have to figure out how to do something with that. Let's see. I want to keep this curve. I didn't quite cut that straight, so I am going to trim that just a little more. And I will keep that because that may work on a journaling card or some other little bit that I would like to have it on. So I'm going to get my water brush out so that I can get a clean edge right here. This is my Jane Davenport water brush, and I simply get this wet, drawing a line along the edge, and then I tear it off. Now, lots of times when I'm doing this, I will leave a fluffy edge on the end of it and just tape it over, or not tape it over, glue it over. That is not what I'm wanting to have happen on this one. So I am picking away at the edge just to make sure that I have the clean edge on the file folder. And now I'm going to go through and get this side as well. This is going to likely come off in bits and pieces because it is such a skinny strip of napkin. Yes, and so I'm just going to pull like that. And then I may get brave and take my scissors and trim off that little extra fluff. And I may leave it. Who knows? I am more concerned with the top of it being a clean cut because that file folder tab is what I'm going for in this particular instance. Now I am going to measure on the page because this is going to be a flip out. I'm going to find the page that I want to attach it to. Let's see, let's go somewhere in the middle. It needs to be, I feel like it should be a cardstock page, just so that it has the extra strength holding it. Let's see, do those go well together? Not really. Aw, that's just almost, it was almost the same width. But I didn't measure it because that was not my plan. That's a little too busy. That one might work. It's a cover, so I'd prefer not to. That'll work. And I want it to be the back side of it. So there we go. There's the other side of that particular page in this signature. And I want this to fold over and in about that far. So I am going to mark, just mark with my fingernail, where that spot is. And then goodness. Then I will lay my ruler there and I will line up that edge so that I've got a nice perpendicular line there. That way I don't have to worry so much about folding it crooked. I'll get my bone folder, give that a good, nice, crisp edge. How many adjectives can I use in one sentence? A lot. Okie doke. Oops, sorry about that. I know that these noises are louder on the video than they actually are in studio, so I apologize for that. All right. So that is, where was I going with this? Oh, yes. Here is where my washi is going to come into play. Because I want that to wrap around like that, but I also want it to open completely up. So I am going to adhere across this space here with my washi. We were to pick out 2 washi's. I chose 3 because I couldn't decide which one I wanted to use. Let's see, and I still don't know which one I want to use. This might be too much pattern, so let's look and see. Well, it's actually not too bad. This one might be too plain. Sorry, I had to get it up to my face to find the end. Yeah, that's a little too bold and plain. Bold and plain. You wouldn't think those would go together, but I think if it was a softer green, like maybe this, it might have gone better. Maybe I'll do both of those. So I'm going to put this on the page where I want it to be, and I'm going to clip it so that it doesn't move while I'm trying to put the washi on. Washi is fantastic, I love it, but it doesn't always stick as well as I would like for it to. So I am going to run it across my glue stick. Let's see. Yeah. And I just do this. I put the glue stick under the washi, I put my thumb on top of the washi, and I pull. And that gets glue on the entire length of the washi from edge to edge. And then I just put the washi down. I'm trying to line up that end there. And I can see through the washi. That's one of the benefits, is that it is sheer. And then I will line my razor blade. I love using these little razor blades with the washi because it gives me a nice clean tear. All right, and I thought that both of these would work. I wonder, right there, with just a little bit showing, like 2/3 over here and 1/3 over here. I think I like that. Okay, and so I'm going to do the same thing with this washi. I'm going to put it on the glue stick, put my thumb right across it, and pull. And then get it lined up once again. Oh, I do like that. All right, I'm going to give that a good push. Get it bonded well. Now, the reason I put the washi there, put that away before I cut myself on it, is because I want to be able to open that up, but then I can also open it up this way. And that means that I'm going to also need to put washi on this side. So I'll just go through and do the same thing again. I do love washi. It's one of my favorite things. When you see my craft room tour, you will see how obsessed I am with washi. The thing is, you would think I would use it more often, as much as I like it and as much of it as I have. And it seems also like you never really get to the end of your washi roll. I have had a few that I've finished, but that's probably why I have so much, because it just seems to last forever, forever and ever. And this time I think I'll come over here. There or there? Let me think. There or there? I think I like it better there. And if I wanted to, I could put washi on both sides. That's not a big deal. And you'll notice that I didn't do it exactly the same as I did it on the other side. You're not going to see both of them at the same time, so it doesn't matter if they are a little different. All right, so we've used our second file folder. Whoops. And it is right here. I don't know that I'm going to get to that third one that I picked out. Let's see, I did use 2 kinds of washi. I still have to use, let's see, so I can check that because it's done and that one's done. I still need to get some more lace and trim or ribbon in there. That shouldn't be a problem. And 1 more postage stamp, although I'll use 2 because I have a set of 2. And that is everything that I have to use. So now I can move on after I use some more lace, some more ribbon, and another postage stamp. So let's close this back up. I do like that. I do like that a lot. And let's move on just a bit. I am grabbing some more of my lace and my hankies because I do want to put more lace in here, and I need to add more lace as it is. Let's see. I don't just want to use the lace and the hankies though. I have some more muslin. And then I still have trims that I have not even used these yet. And I haven't used this piece of fabric yet. Or this. Let's see. There's more muslin. There's my stamps. I would like to use more of my book, the children's book. Let's see. And I really like this picture, so I'm going to figure out a way to use that. This may just be, oh, that's cute. That's a smaller one. So maybe I'll use both of those. Let's see, I still have some of this fabric. Some more lace. There's my other trim I was looking for. And I think right now we're going to work on page edges. That would include those things. I don't know why I'm picking them up. And then we will work with those a little bit later. Right now, remember how much space I had at the edges? Part of that was so that when you close it, all of the lace and all of the trims will be enclosed. Right here, I have a special project I'm going to do right there. So let's get on some of these pages. I have that little piece. I have this, which would make a really good ruffle, and it would go all the way around. It would go all the way around a page, I'm pretty sure. So I will find a page that I like that for. Let's see. Ooh, that looks really nice. I also want to make a few clips, paper clips that have the tabs at the top, and this fabric makes really good clips. So I am going to choose a few random pages, get some lace on the edges, just for prettiness. Oh, and I still need to do my pocket. You would think that a journal from a simple kit would be simple. I am not finding it so simple. I am finding it rather a brain strain, because I am limiting myself to things that I would take, say, on a trip or something, because that is the premise of this kit, of this challenge. And I wouldn't take my sewing machine with me, and usually a sewing machine would come in pretty handy to do these page edges. I can get 2 page edges out of that, so I am going to cut that in half. And this page right here is going to get one of those strips. And glue out. Oh, goodness. And I will hold this for a moment. As fast as the glue dries, you still sometimes need to give it a little help with pressure. I need to remember that I have pockets to make, and I have tuck spots to make, and I need to do a whole lot of decorating. But as soon as I get all of the main stuff done, I can post the video of the completed journal, semi-completed journal, and then I will post when it is all completed. So let's see. I think that this would be nice on this one, on this envelope, because that is right there. No, I think I need a different color. It seems like I am frequently making a video just at the time that my afternoon alarm is going to go off. I don't know why that is. I don't know how that happens, but it seems to happen almost every time. Oh my goodness. Okay, let's see. Oh, maybe I need to use this. Get the stray threads off of it. And let's see, what can I do? I wonder if I simply tie a knot, an overhand knot. How that would look. And then glue that on right there, because it kind of echoes this little spot here. I think that's kind of cute, actually. So I think that's what I'll do. And then that also gives me a place where I can sew on a button or put a brad or do something else when I am finished with this part of the journal making process. when I'm able to just go ahead and go for it. And I've never done anything like this little technique before, so let's see what happens. What's the worst that could happen, right? And I am going to line it up. I realize that that is a little off kilter, and so by repeating it, it looks a little bit more purposeful. And I forgot to go back and use my brayer to smooth out the glue, so I'm going to have some weird glue spots. That's okay, I can fix it. I might fix it by adding a piece of this lace over that part, which I think is probably what I will do. And I'm going to tear the edges on this right about there. Just to give it a little interest, and also it gives me another piece of fabric that I can still use. I have to turn this way so that I can tear this, because that would really be a reach. And this one is harder to start. Kind of like me in the morning, hard to start. All right, there we go. There's some more fabric. Is this the trim that I said? I did say this trim, but I may use this one instead. Let's see. Wonder if I can sneak that through there. I think I can. Get my hook here. I think that this is my hook for stuffing, like when you stuff animals or pillows and you want to make sure you get things down into the corners and into the arms. Yep, that works, that works. Now I'm going to pull on the edge of this so that it's a little bit frayed. And I will cut this just a little longer, just like this side. And fray that edge. And now I will put just a little glue, and I'm going to aim to put it right on top of this part where that glue showed through. I think you can see that dark spot. I'm going to be a little more careful this time. And this time I will actually spread it with my finger instead of getting the scraper, because I have a whole lot of fabric going on here. We'll do the same thing on this other side. Ooh, big glob, big glob. That was not helpful at all, glue. So we're going to spread that. Push that in there to cover up all that excess glue. All right, I do like that. Let's make sure I was afraid of that. I was not being careful with the page behind. But that's okay, it didn't mess it up. I do like that. I like that quite a bit. All right, let's see what else we can do. We still have this piece that we can put on somewhere. That would make that hard to write on, so I don't think I will do that there. I think it'll work well here though, but I'm going to turn it over so that the double ruffle is showing on the other side. Actually, I'll just glue it on the other side. I think that'll work better. Oh, that's the front. Ha! I'm going to have to glue that down, I think, because I keep trying to yank it off. Because I keep thinking it's a piece of extra fabric or lace. And yanking on it like that constantly cannot be good for it. All right, line this up in the glue. Once again, we're going to hold it just to make sure that we get it adhered. I'm not sure I got glue all the way to the end of the page on that, so I may have to go back and add a little glue. We have pockets to fill because I have a pocket over here, has nothing in it. Did I get glue? I did get glue under there. All right, let's try something else. Let's see, we already have a lot of lace on the edges. I'm going to hold off on the lace. I think I would like to make some tabs out of one of these fabrics. And I think I'm going to make a belly band out of this because I really like that section right there. So let's go ahead and find a page that would work with as a belly band. Ooh, I forgot about this. I was going to make that a pocket too. I think I am going to cut across here so that the back of this pocket, after I glue it, would be that part, but then that is still intact to back up that. So I'm going to cut across here, or maybe down a little, no, I think a little lower will be too low. Oh, maybe not. I'll decide that in a moment. Right now I'm trying to find a spot for a belly band. I am so easily distracted. Let's see. And that is the reverse of that pocket right there. Let's go back to the front. Oh, well, that could be confusing. Let's go to the front. And let's make a belly band right here because I think that that plays well off of that color. I am going to, this is just glued down with the sticky that it came with. This is my license plate envelope. So I am going to add some glue here just to seal that up. And I don't want to get any higher than where the sticky is because I don't want to seal my pocket shut. That's not the point of a pocket. Kind of makes it no longer a pocket. All right, so let's just get that closed up. And that way also, whatever we put into the belly band will not catch on the lip of that. All right, so the section that I really, really like is right here. So I need to straighten this edge because this is the cut edge. So I'm going to snip a little on the end just to get a start. Don't think my knuckles are working so well today. All right, and so now I know that I have straight edges. It's torn right across the grain. This is the part that I want to be the belly band. And I think I want that. Oh, yeah. That right there. That works. I like that a lot. So I'm going to get my glue. And I'm just flipping that up so I know exactly where to put the bead of glue. Instead of getting my card out, I'm trying to smear this. No, and my glue is being all gloopy again. Goodness, if anybody knows how to stop that from happening, other than being mindful enough to put the lid back on it as soon as you glue, any advice would be welcome. And I don't know why it does that. It's just this particular kind of glue, whether it's Fabrifix or 3-in-1 or whatever brand names you can come up with, or off-brand names you can come up with. I don't know why it does that. School glue doesn't do that. Tacky glue doesn't do that. So, I don't know. I'm sure somebody can explain it to me. It's probably something about physics or chemistry. Now, I am going to go ahead and clip this. Oh, I like the stuff sticking out the top. In my Bible journaling, I call it my garden. Whenever I have my little ribbons and tabs and such hanging out the top or out the side or out the bottom, I just call it my garden. And I think that I'd like to have a garden on this one. So, got that. Fray the edge a little bit. And then I'll tear this one as well. And we still have some of that fabric to make some tabs or clips or whatever. All right, so there's a belly band out of another piece of the fabric. I still don't have enough lace. I'm sure I do not have 3 yards of lace yet, although I must be getting close. I would think I was getting close anyway. And I think I don't know if this is, I don't think it's a hanky. I can't imagine using it to wipe away tears or a runny nose. I don't know that it qualifies as a doily either. Whatever it is, I think it's gorgeous. And I want to use it in this journal. I just have yet to figure out how. So I keep reaching for it, and then I keep putting it back down again. All right, let's see. I have another piece of lace here that I would like to use. And I think that I will use it right here. And I am going to fold it in half so that it looks doubled. Well, because it would be doubled, yes. Let's see, I am going to, and I like that it This flower, I don't know if you can see that. This flower right here looks very much like these flowers here. So I think that that is a good play. Now what I can't decide is, do I want to snip down this wavy? This wavy side, or this wavy center, and then I think I'm going to do that. So I'm going to get my little tiny scissors. I just got these. They're made in Taiwan. I don't even know where I got them, but they have a super fine tip. If I could remember where I got them, I would tell you, but that's highly unlikely that I'm going to remember that. I kind of wish that they had a brand name on them. I'm still learning that I need to keep track of where I get things and what the brand name is or who gave it to me, because I'm still new on this YouTube journey. Unless you're watching this a couple of years from when I make it, and then you'll still be getting a glimpse of where I am. I am by no means an expert. I am an art spurt. I am artsy fartsy. I am creative. I think outside of the box and inside of the box, and what can I do with the box? And at one point, and I still kind of like this, I got the nickname Lady Leonardo because I do a little bit of everything. When people ask my favorite art form, I say mixed media because that covers everything. It doesn't really leave anything out. So at some point, I will get to where I remember I got this from here and this from here. I tell you what, I watch people like Wendy or Gail Agostinelli and Artie Mays and those channels, and they just rattle off where they got things like it was no big deal. They just remember. And I am amazed because I'm doing good to remember my own name sometimes. All right, so I want to clip that right there, but I think I'm going to glue it first just to make sure I clip it in the right place. And this is going to be a thin, 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 thin spot. So I'm going to have to be very, very careful with my glue. Please, no globs. And I'm going to put this underneath just so I don't glue to the page behind. Thin, thin, thin. I will get my card out for this. My glue card. Because I need it to be thin, and no bumps, and no waves. Okay, where'd my lace go? There it is. So, I know that I want this part here, and so I will just feed that across to where it is even. And no globs, no globs, yay! Apparently I did get glue on the page though, so it was a good thing that I had that back there. And I don't know how long this video is right now. If I need to edit it, I will. But I figure you're learning along with me as I go through this. And somebody may need to know how to fix a mistake because they made a mistake just like me. Or somebody may just need to know that, yeah, other people do make mistakes, because some of the videos I have watched, it's like they are perfect. How do they do that? I don't know. And other videos, they're just very real with you. It's like, You know, it happens, it happens. Happens to the best of us and to the worst of us. It happens. Now, I don't know if I want to... Oh, I could do that. I could glue that on both sides because that goes well. Okie doke. I'm going to glue this one last piece of lace. And then I am going to call this video done so that I can get my next steps figured out. I have used fabric. I have used my washi. I have used lace and trim. I think I've used trim. Ooh, I may have to look back and see if I have used trim. And I'm getting very close to having it done, the portion that is necessary for the challenge. So, after we get this glued on, and we see how it looks, if I love it or if I hate it. I haven't had anything really that I hated. I just kind of go with it. Because that's one thing about art and mixed media. There really aren't any mistakes. And junk journaling, believe me, is a mixed media art. And you don't have to be an artist to do it. We were created to be creative. I believe that with my whole heart. And so your art is your art. I do like that. I do like that. It looks very rustic against all the fancy lace. I like that juxtaposition, especially with this, oh, what is that called? I know that there is a name for this fabric. Oh, and I can't remember what it is right now. I'm sure I'll think of it at some point, probably after I turn off the camera. So, we have lace, we have trims, we have washi tape. The next thing I need to do, after I put in some more lace, and put in some more trim, and put in some more fabric, I need to make some pockets, and I need to get some cards and writing spots in here. So, until next time, thank you for joining me in my mess. Ooh, I don't usually work like this. Oh, I still need to find a spot for these two, these little acrylic arrows, because I really want to use them in this journal because they match perfectly. Anyway, thank you for joining me. You will see me next time. I won't see you. I keep saying that. Someday I'll get it straight. And I just want you to remember, as always, be kind to one another. The world needs more kindness, and there's no such thing as too much. Thank you. Until next time.